Hi everyone, happy new month. This is Mercy. I hope you're enjoying the best of God in October. It is indeed our month of favor, and I see God giving you favor in the order of Esther. So, I just want us to have a reflection on probably something that we've not really paid attention to. The Bible speaking in Acts chapter 17, verse 11, paraphrasing now, talking about the Berean church, how they will always go back. Okay, he actually compared them to the Thessalonian church and how they will always go back to study on things that Apostle Paul taught them to know if those things were true. It brings us to our today's dispensation. Almost everybody goes to church with a sermon note, a jotter. You pen down things the pastor has been teaching you. And do we really go back to reflect on those things? The scriptures mentioned, are they in alignment with the topic that is being taught, or you just write down Genesis chapter 1 verse this, you write down everything. You write down everything at every point in time, but we never go back to check when things are being taught. We never make an action plan. Okay, yes, this is what the man of God is saying. What is my own role to play in all of it? When they are talking about humility, what part of your life does it point out to you that you have not been doing well in, and then what are the actions you are willing to take to get those things better? That is how we actually become better Christians, because we have to have an action plan for the things we hear every Sunday, every Wednesday, depending on the timing of our midweek service. And then from time to time, we have to also discuss those things with other people, because the more you discuss with people, you actually get to have a different perspective about life, a different perspective about the things you've been hearing. You compare things and teachings you discuss, and the more you discuss, those things get to stick in your mind. Another thing that will help us in being having a closer look at our writings, our journaling, our own personal journals. Okay, for instance, I know churches that have a particular theme of the month, and for that particular month they treat on those that particular topic. For instance, if we are talking about faith as a church, then in your own personal journal, what has this topic come to do in your life? If it's faith, okay, the church is operating on faith. You can journal your personal faith story. You can journal your personal life in terms of faith. That is how we also go. So you journal your life experiences. You bring out life practical things that faith means to you. Because most times when we read about faith, you read about Hebrew 11, how faith is the substance of things hoped for and all of it. But what does faith mean to you as an individual? In all of these things, that is how we grow and become better Christians. Because the truth is that if we keep compiling and compiling and compiling notes, we will just have knowledge overload without even having a practical application to those things. So my point of emphasis this morning is that we should not just have overload of knowledge without having a practical application to this knowledge. Please, let's keep the knowledge coming in, but let's have a practical dealings with all of the information we get every Sunday, so that we won't just be people that hear alone and not doers of the word. May we not be like people that just look at ourselves in the mirror, feel like, oh, this is actually not looking good. But when you remove your face from the mirror, you forget how you ever looked before then. I pray God helps us. I pray we'll take going back to the things we learn every Sunday seriously. And we see ourselves growing. The truth is that our mind should be renewed, transformed, and at the end of it all, we should be able to meet God in glory when He comes. Thank you and bye.